Hello fight fans, this is Julian Lung on the Fight Site with a breakdown of the UFC 248 co-main event between strawweight champion Weili Zhang and Joanna Jedrzejczyk. The current betting odds has Zhang the betting favorite, which isn't a surprise given her recent win over Jessica Andrade. However, her first title defense will be against the longest reigning strawweight queen, Joanna Jedrzejczyk. Today I'm going to be breaking down the matchup between these two fighters and what I think is a fight for Zhang to prove what she has to do to be at the top. To start, we haven't seen competition in the UFC that has told us much about Zhang. Her most notable wins have been Tecia Torres and Jessica Andrade. We know that she prefers a mid-range kickboxing fight where she can bully her opponent towards the fence and needle them with lead kicks. After sufficient bullying to the fence, her opponent either runs forward looking to catch her off guard, in which Zhang can get them down with takedowns or counter strikes. While she can counter off the left hook, and against Andrade she was given the easy right hand, there leaves much to be desired. When Zhang is forced into boxing exchanges, it's a general flurry of punches in which she tries to close the door with her left hook with her head up high. Furthermore, at mid-range, her boxing consists of parries and return 1-2s. Against Torres and Danielle Taylor, this was sufficient as they had no idea how to draw her out with feints. Rather than feint their way in or circle around her linear kicks, they stood staring holes into her forehead. But whenever Zhang got a hold of the two women, she was able to ragdoll them, primarily taking the double underhooks and transitioning into a hyper-athletic head and arm throw, or really a shot takedown and a trip. Unfortunately, this game doesn't quite gel together yet, or at least on a level that one could call sufficient. Zhang's boxing combinations are often sprinting strikes, and if her opponent runs straight back, she can take them down. The biggest issue I have with Zhang, apart from her porous defense, is her clinch technique. In her fight against Torres and Taylor, she repeatedly covered up her stomach and took knees to the body. She never fought the wrists and would wait to pummel for a call to tie. Against her opponent, Joanna Jedrzejczyk, this will be really devastating for the champion. So let's talk about Joanna Jedrzejczyk. In recent years, she's looked dominant, but not the invincible queen we once knew. She's lost both fights to Rose Namajunas and was outplayed by Shevchenko. We can go about the nuances to Joanna's game, but I think it'll be important to talk about how she matches up with the champion. In the most recent fight, Joanna had the Weili Zhang light, Michelle Waterson. Against Waterson, Joanna was given the perfect opponent to style on. Waterson is a short, southpaw lead kicker, and Joanna was able to build off her tendencies. Pumping out the jab and bouncing on her toes, Joanna would feint a dozen to draw out Waterson's kicks. After that, she would return with a low kick, punch, or an occasional spinning back fist. This was incredibly successful, as Waterson's takedowns mainly came from the clinch or a bull-rushing double leg takedown. Both of these are incredibly transparent takedowns as long as Joanna stuck to the center of the octagon. With Waterson stuck against the fence, Joanna was free to feint away. Waterson would run off the cage and get countered. This is a story of so many of Joanna's victims. Either they stand still to counter her and get melted with pace, or they rush forward and then just get blasted. Like I said earlier, much of Waterson's success is similar to Zhang's. Both fighters loved her lead leg kicks. While Zhang hasn't been punished yet, Waterson learned what happens if she misses her kicks. We also haven't seen much of Zhang yet to fully grasp her as a fighter. She might just run forward and blast Joanna out, or we might see Zhang get pieced up over 5 rounds. Joanna loves to tie up the wrist and will often drive her head and forearm to deny the double underhooks in the clinch. She has plenty of experience and showed it against Claudia Gadelha. Zhang has also shown passivity in the clinch, leading to her getting cracked with her head straight up. But I think it would be better if Joanna never engaged her in the clinch to begin with. And to sum it up, I think Joanna should have no real issue dealing with Zhang in the kickboxing exchanges. Zhang is incredibly limited in the boxing exchanges, and she has no real way to set up and optimize her lead kicking game. This might be a fight where Zhang just gets her legs chewed up after throwing lead kicks and countered when she charges into exchanges. But Joanna has been cowed into a lower strike rate by Valentina. I just don't think Zhang has a deep understanding of feints, range, that would suggest she can replicate the same game. I'm expecting Joanna to take a smooth 5-round decision, but if Zhang has a hold of Joanna, I can see her roughing up the smaller fighter. We don't really know the results yet until Bruce Buffer calls out the decision, and for now, this has been a fight breakdown between Weili Zhang versus Joanna Jedrzejczyk.